welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. This is episode 780. I'm Kristin Omdahl, and we're here live in Southwest Florida at the beach today. This is the Gulf of Mexico behind me. We're in Naples, Florida, and I know we came here yesterday and it did not work out in our favor. So I thought, how cruel would it be to not try again today? If you're here, say hello. Hi, Julie, Trisha, Linda, Joe, Melissa, Karen, Judy, good morning. Hi, Grace, good morning. Hi, Angela. Hi, Val. Hi, Rita and Barbara, Lily, Judy, Sandshell, Donna, good morning. Hopefully you can hear the waves this morning and not the wind. It's a lot colder today than it was yesterday. Hi, Carrie and Christine, Judy, Kat, Elena, Leona, Joanne, Lorraine. Good morning, everybody. It's 46 degrees here and windy and damp because we're at the water. Hi, Enos and Life of a Gem and Barbara. Good morning. Hi, Deborah. So happy to see all of you joining me this morning. Hi, Rennie. Yeah, it's really cold this morning. It's 46, a little bit windy, but super damp because we're at the water's edge, and I'm bundled up and still chilly, but that's okay. I thought it would be awfully cruel to not try the beach again today since yesterday was such a hot mess. Did anybody see the photos that I shared yesterday? The wind, I wasn't even here 5 minutes, and the wind literally buried the blanket in sand in that 5 minutes. It attempted to knock over my tripod at least once. Yeah, that was it. Oh, my lip gloss covered in sand by the time I got back to the car. It was so gross. Yeah, scarf comes in handy, so does a winter parka. And I brought some hats to try on for you today. Hi, Judy. Thanks, Judy. Judy's posting a link to this shawl. I'm actually wearing a shawl as well. It's a rectangular wrap, so it's really easy to wear it in lots of ways, like we've talked about so many times before. I've wrapped it around my neck like a scarf, but you could also tie the super cute flower fringes together to create more of a cowl look, which would be really easy to do. So you could just take a couple of these fringes and tie them like that, and then it definitely looks more like a cowl, but it's a wrapped scarf. I am a lot warmer with all of this on, Carrie, I promise you that. You may notice some people don't have as much clothes on as I do. They're probably northerners on vacation, number one. And number two, they're exercising and I'm sitting still. That makes a big difference as well. Hi, Genevieve. Hi, Rennie. Good morning. Thanks for joining live, everybody. Thank you for sharing links, Judy. I appreciate it. Yeah, so yesterday was a hot mess out here. It was so windy. So apparently no one could hear me. So we didn't stay live for very long. And honestly, it was miserable as well. So it was not, you didn't have to twist my arm to say you weren't enjoying it. I was like, oh, okay, bye. I just as soon go home too. So I went back home and it was much more comfortable there. I will be looking forward to heat when I get back in the car and back home as well. Hi, Naomi. Yes, happy hump day, everybody. I miss having a camel t-shirt for Wednesdays. I need to look into getting a nut. Remember, well, you guys may not remember this. The t-shirt I had was pre-podcast days, but I've been on social media for years, so I know I shared it at one point. But I used to have, remember when those camel commercials were on TV? Mike, what day is it? I had a t-shirt for that, and I used to wear it every Wednesday. I want another one. That was so fun. Yeah, the weather's nicer today for podcasting. It's colder, but it is nice. And yes, happy hump day, and thank you for the camel emojis. You all know how much I love camels. Okay, so Judy's posting a link to the yarn for this as well. So the Leilani shawl is a pattern here on my website. It also has a tutorial video, at least one, here on YouTube, and it uses Be So Baby yarn, which is my number 3 DK weight yarn. Let's see if I can point out the colors. This is Peacock Teal, Aquamarine, Princess, and Orchid. Aren't those fun colors? They're so festive. Really brighten up a chilly day. Or if it was dreary where you live, like let's say it's really snowy and wintry, these are great bright colors to pop against, you know, a dull colored winter jacket or a dull colored gray sky. I always think it's fun to wear pops of color in the winter. Actually, I think it's fun to wear bright colors all the time, but that's just me. Thanks, Joe. Hi, Brenda. Good morning. So the waves are still nice and big today. How about we turn the camera around so you can see the whole beach too? There's quite a few people walking this morning. So this is obviously west behind me. That's the Gulf of Mexico. And then here's the beach to the south of us. That would be towards Naples, or more of Naples and Marco Island. Eventually the Everglades. Here's to the east where the sun's coming up. Lots of activity today with government workers cleaning up the beach from that storm yesterday. They're digging out the, I don't know if you can see over there, see the ramp for getting from the beach to the parking lot? They're digging over there with shovels today because the whole thing got buried because of the wind. This is the beach to the north of us. You might be able to see Fort Myers, Sanibel Island on a clear day. And this is the west again, Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, so on a clear day, you can actually see from Fort Myers, you can see the bridge to Sanibel Island and a little bit of Sanibel Island from here. I'm not sure if you, what's the island past Sanibel? Captiva? I don't think you can see it. That would be a fun field trip day when it's a little bit warmer. It'd be fun to take you guys out there. Sanibel Island is the seashell capital of the world. It'd be a good excuse to go on a field trip, wouldn't it? And we could go shelling and maybe find shells for some crafting. I'm definitely ready for spring to come. I'm ready to get back outside again, obviously. That's why I'm here in the freezing cold. I'm feeling a little cooped up. I'm sure you are too. I'm sure it's much colder where a lot of you are. Jo spent her honeymoon on Sanibel. That's exciting, Jo. So you remember Captiva. Captiva is like a little bit more of a remote island, but it's just past Sanibel. There's a really cool shop right there. There's an antique jewelry store. Let that sink in for a second. It's a jewelry store, and not costume jewelry, but like real jewelry. And it's antique, and it's organized by decade and century. It is so cool. And I don't know if I've ever told you about this before, but the one time that I went, I had the opportunity, the owner decided to give me a tour of the whole store the day that I was there. It's the only time I've been to an antique jewelry store, I think, but maybe some of you have been to them before and this isn't such a big deal. I thought it was a super big deal. And I got to see some stuff from the 20s, from Art Deco. I got to see stuff from the 1800s and older. And oh, it was so cool. It was so cool to see the different designs, the different types of craftsmanship. Oh, it was just lovely. Jo, when you come back, you should definitely go out there. It's so cool, so cool. Maybe not something it was expensive. Some things were expensive, not everything was, but it was just cool, like going to a museum's cool. It was cool for learning and appreciating craftsmanship from different times. And I know lots of you can appreciate craftsmanship. We're all handcrafters here, and if you're like me, you probably appreciate craftsmanship in other mediums as well, not just in your own crafts. Did I get any inspiration from my own creations, Donna wants to know. Probably. It was several years ago that I was there, but most likely I did. I wouldn't surprise me at all. I love going to I love seeing craftsmanship and art in other mediums and being inspired for knitting and crochet. There's another show, Judith, I couldn't read your post. It sounds like you're having trouble with something. If I can't help you live in the podcast, you can always email Judy after the show, judi@kristinomdahl.com, and she can probably get you started on whatever you're looking for. She's looking for my yarns. Thank you, Judy, for helping her. Judy's email is who you would want to contact after the show as well, and she could usually get you to where you need to go, and if not, if it's a question that I need to answer, she will forward it on to me as well. Hi, Susie from Las Vegas. What was I saying? Remember how I said Sanibel is the seashell capital of the world? There's a seashell show, festival, something over there, and I've definitely been inspired for my own work based on what I've seen there before as well. Hi Anna, good morning. Welcome back everybody. If you're just joining now, this is episode 780 of Create, Share, Inspire podcast. I'm Kristin Omdahl and we're at the beach this morning. It's 46 degrees and a little bit windy, very chilly, but it's fun to be outside and get some fresh air and see that beautiful blue sky and hear those wonderful waves. I hope you can hear the waves this morning. Maybe we should walk down to the water's edge too. I know I had actual crafting stuff to tell you this morning and we'll get to it, but how excited are you to be back to the beach? I know I am. Hi Thea, hi Lily. Yes, it's very cold. It's going down to 39 here tonight. I'm gonna try not to turn the heat on. I like to push it and see if, look at it's George! Hi George! Who here remembers Curious George? Remember Curious George? There's George. Oh, remember in the early days of the podcast when we used to see George at the water all the time? Oh, I miss him. Hi, baby. The water's not so clear this morning, but obviously I wouldn't expect it to be because it's been so rough. Hi, George. Oh, George doesn't mind the water. You little cutie. I could literally just sit here and talk to him for a few minutes, but you know how I like to talk to animals, so I don't know, is that weird? Do you guys like to talk to animals too? Like if I'm on a run or a bike ride and I see bunnies close to the beach, I have to say hi to the beach bunnies. And if I happen to be going slowly, I might even ask them how they're doing or talk to them about whatever they're doing. Anna, you like to talk to animals too? Sandshell talks to walls and air. Okay, the talking to animals isn't as weird as that. No, just kidding. What you're doing isn't weird either. If we're gonna say, if you're gonna tell me what I'm doing isn't weird, then I'll say what you're doing isn't weird either. I think it's great. Anything we do to stay happy and sane is great, right? Hi, yeah, Genevieve. Hi, George. Lily talks to her dog all the time. Oh, I talk to my cats all day long. Yeah, they don't talk back. That's kind of nice too. Oh, good luck today, Thea. Hope your husband's surgery is a success. Grace, your squirrels and chipmunks have names. I love that. Christine talks to dragonflies. Oh, I love that. Yeah, I talk to squirrels and birds in the yard too. I usually talk to the kitties about the squirrels and the birds. Oh, I'm glad I'm not the only one though. Yay! Okay, I figured as much. I can't be the only one that loves animals that much and likes to pretend they talk to them. Anyway, I brought some goodies with me this morning. So, as you may be aware, and if you're not, I'll let you know now, my newest book, Book 20, 24 Crochet Hats book, will be released next week. So all of the pre-order paperback books will be autographed and personalized and shipped out next week. And at that point, sooner, I will have the digital ebook available as well, somewhere around that time frame, and I'll explain that in a minute. But and so while it's still in the pre-order stage right now, you will qualify for the $7 coupon code that will apply to the digital copy when it comes out. Thank you, Melody. I'm super excited about it. Well, Thea, you can come back and watch later. It's okay. It's all right. All right, what was I going to say? Okay, so the book is coming. So I have the videos scheduled. So every day from the release date for 24 days, I'm going to release a new tutorial video, at least one for each hat, starting alphabetically with the first one, and then we'll work our way through the entire book over 24 days. We'll be doing a live premiere for the right-hand version of each tutorial, and then shortly thereafter the left-hand version will also appear in the playlist and here on my YouTube channel in general. So there is a playlist already for 24 crochet hats, so you can go and find where those videos are. I have about half of them scheduled already. The rest of them are coming. Genevieve talks to her plants. I talk to my plants too. I do too, yes. I tell them what a good job they're doing. I tell them they're beautiful. I tell them, yeah, I give my plants words of encouragement. Yeah, I do too. Maybe that's why I've gotten better at doing plants though. Maybe it's because I am talking to them. I have heard that that is important. I've heard that that works. Grace, you talk to your plants too. Yay! All right, does anybody have any questions about the release of the book? So at that point, once the book becomes available and the digital book becomes available, the people that pre-ordered will get the coupon code to take $7 off the digital book. And also at that point, each of the individual patterns will be available. So if you don't want the book or the ebook, that's okay. You can order, you'll be able to download each of the patterns a la carte, meaning as a single pattern download for $1.99 also. So however you want the patterns, you will be able to get them. And then, like I said, there will be video tutorials for everything here on my YouTube channel, and they will all be embedded in the pattern pages and book pages on my website. I think I got it all out. Anyway, who wants to see some of the hats? So I have 2 bins of hats at home right now. The first half that have been made into video tutorials and scheduled and are already in the playlist. And so I brought that bin with me this morning. So these are the first hats that you will see video tutorials for next week. And I thought it might be fun to try them on out here at the beach. So I guess we could start alphabetically, or we could just start at the top of the hat. So, top of the box. So this is the Kyler hat. This is done in worsted weight yarn. This is Be So Cozy yarn, and it has a gorgeous cable and column rib design. So with using post stitches, we create this vertical like ribbed texture, and then using changing the direction of the stitches but staying in post stitches, we make cables too. So it's a cable and ribbing combination stitch pattern, and it starts with that starburst of post stitches that we've done on several hats before, which I think is such a gorgeous crown for anything that you want to do in post stitches in the body. It ends up blending better together than, say, if you were to do the crown in single crochet or plain double crochet. Let's see if I can find an example. Of course I can't find an example now. Anyway, you know what I mean. I think that by using the stitches that you're going to end up using in the walls in the crown helps blend the different stitch patterns together better. So let's try it on. This is the Kyler hat, and this is the biggest size. I've been hearing a lot of questions lately about bucket hats, and although I didn't really call this one a bucket hat, by not switching to a smaller hook or a tighter stitch pattern in the brim, I feel like it kind of has that little bit of a flare like a bucket hat. So I feel like this is, and I'm wearing the larger size, so this is the 24-inch hat, and I feel like this gives me a little bit of a bucket hat vibe. What do you guys think? I think you could accentuate that bucket flare too if you wanted to. But anyway, this is the Kyler hat. Man, I could just sit here in this. This is nice and warm in this 46-degree windy weather. Anyway, we'll try on more hats though. That'd be more fun. I'm going to take my glasses on and off if I think there are questions though, because it's easier to do this without the glasses on. This is called the Julian Hat. This is another post stitch pattern, but this one uses post stitches in a different way. Look at, we create this gorgeous starburst motif in the crown. It starts from here and works down this way, so it's increased out. And so again, remember how I was saying tying in your stitch patterns so that it blends from crown to body. I really like that. I think it's a really interesting design element. Not that it has to, there's plenty of beautiful hat patterns out there that don't blend the crown and the walls together, and I didn't even do all the patterns that way. But I'm saying it's an interesting style, and I really enjoy playing around with stitch patterns to create that. So anyway, it starts with the starburst in the crown and then turns into a honeycomb stitch pattern here on the walls. And this one is kind of chunky too. No, this was the number 4 worsted weight. This one is number 3 DK weight, Be So Baby yarn, but I doubled the yarn in this pattern so I would get a chunkier weight to use a bigger hook and then get that chunkier look, which I just love with this hat too. This is Be So Baby yarn in color turquoise. And if you go to my website and look at any of the information about the patterns and the book, you can get yarn information now, so that even though the patterns aren't going to be in your hands until next week, you could definitely order the yarn now. All of the specifications of everything you need for each pattern is listed on my website now. So this is the Julian Hat. Isn't that a great texture? I think both of these are absolutely unisex designs as well. Okay, what do we have? This is another unisex hat too. This one is the Jamie hat, and this one uses seamless join as you go motifs. This is in Be So Baby yarn. This is one of the larger sizes too, so it ends up being a little slouchy and oversized on you, on me, or on you. This is called the Jamie hat, and it's in Be So Baby yarn color indigo. I love that one too. Oh, this one's gonna look so pretty in the sunshine. This is the Heather hat in Be So Sporty Gold Bling. Look at that. Can you see the shimmer on camera? I can't really tell because it's so bright out here, but I'm hoping you can see that subtle shimmer of the gold, pure silver thread that's painted gold in there. Isn't that? Let me know if you can see the shimmer. I hope you can. Anyway, this is the Heather hat. It's a beautiful, oh, Judy, can you see the shimmer? And this is in Be So Sporty Gold Bling in color mulberry. The gold in mulberry is so pretty. Barbara says she can see it. Okay, good. So I love this color for a hat. You know how much I love this color. Oh, you can see the shimmer when it's on me. You couldn't see it there, but you can see it here. Well, all right, well, that's good. As long as you can see it, that's what's important. This is the Heather hat, and it's a one ball project in Be So Sporty Gold Bling yarn. I know I've heard many times that these are great yarns for chemo caps. Keep in mind that Be So Baby and Be So Sporty are both really soft and smooth for chemo hats, if that's something that you're interested in making. And there's more information about that on my website as well. But I have heard lots of really great feedback of using my non-animal fiber yarns for chemo caps. So, or people that have extra sensitivity in their scalp from other conditions as well, like what's it called? Alopecia, maybe? I don't know, I think I've got the name wrong. Okay, what's next? This is the Kendra hat. This is a broomstick lace hat with a cabled brim, and I created this one as a messy bun hat with a ponytail holder in the top. You could use this at any of the hats in the book that say that they're messy bun hats. I do give some modification information in there to tell you how you could do this if you didn't want the messy bun top. So it makes a lot of these patterns a little more unisex because not everybody wants a messy bun or ponytail holder in their hat. So any of the ones that do have this, you could skip that and make it a normal crown. And honestly, you alopecia is hair loss. Oh, but I did get it right. Thanks, Barbara. I know a lot, but there's other conditions where people have very sensitive scalps, and that's why I'm saying some of my yarns, I've been told, are really wonderful for that because they're so smooth, so soft, and don't have any animal fibers. Anyway, messy bun. Optional. I'm going to try putting this ponytail in it. I don't know if that'll work or not. This one is Be So Baby yarn, and this is color Bubblegum, another really bright pink. Isn't that a great color? So I put my little tiny ponytail in there, and it didn't work. It's not in the right spot. This is positioned for an actual ponytail or bun, whereas I've put my ponytail just in my bangs this morning, so it's really high on my forehead. That's not the position of the messy bun. It's for putting something back there like a traditional bun or ponytail. Let's see, what is we have in here? Here's the other, oh, that's the baby size. Here's the Beck hat. This is also Be So Baby yarn, and this has a beautiful color work stitch pattern to it, and it's a cinched crown. This one starts from the bottom up. There's all sorts of different construction styles in the book too. Some hats are made side to side, some are made from top to bottom, some are made from bottom to top. There's motifs, there's hairpin lace, there's broomstick lace, there's cables, there's, what else? All sorts of things. I love these colors too. Some of these colors kind of go with what I have on too. Ah, it looks like a snowflake on top. That's awesome, I love that. This is called the Beck hat. The colors are salmon, lilac, and sugar plum, I believe. But all of that information is listed on in the pattern information on the book page as well. Everything's there. You can find everything there. Oh, here's the little Cinna bunny hat. The Cinna bunny hat now comes in sizes for baby, child, adult, women, and men's sizes, which I think that this could be a cheerful pick-me-up for anybody, and that's why it was so important to me to even make the whimsical designs in all sizes. Look at those little bunny tails, aren't those cute? You could make this for an adult to cheer them up to. It does not have to be just for babies, and that's why I sized everything so generously in this book. Here is one of the maybe the only one, I can't remember if it's the only one or one of. This is Tunisian Crochet. And this, if you've never done Tunisian crochet, this is a super easy design because there is no shaping within the Tunisian crochet. You literally make a rectangle of fabric, and then at the end, we sew up a side seam and we cinch the crown closed, which is a great construction style for beginners. Put this one on. This one's a little slouchy on me too. This is Me So Cozy yarn by superwash merino wool and bamboo blended yarn that is worsted weight, and I also used I did a hybrid technique of Tunisian crochet and back post stitches combining together to create this ribbed effect in Tunisian crochet. Isn't that great? So the brim and the lace are done at the same time within the same rows. So you don't have to do these separate. They're done at the same time in the same rows. Isn't that wonderful? You can find, and the patterns all come with charts, written instructions for all the sizes, and then a video tutorial to help guide you through some of the tips and tricks to keep things smooth, some of the maybe more challenging parts of the pattern, like showing you how to go from the lace to that post stitch within Tunisian crochet. Thanks, Grace. Yeah, I think this would be a great starter project in Tunisian crochet if you've never done Tunisian before. All right, and then we've got one of my favorites. This is the animal print hat, and this is called Cocoa. This is also in Be So Baby yarn. This is colors ecru, chocolate, and gold to do a warm neutral palette for the hat. I also, when you see the video tutorial for this one, you will see that I talk a lot about color and the different color palettes you could go through. We talked about this on the blog or on the podcast the other day too, about all the different ways you could change this up, going with a pink theme, a purple theme, a green thing. You could even go with a camo theme, or going with a cool neutral for snow leopard. I kind of want a snow leopard hat now too. And what I wanted to also mention is, if you're in between sizes, keep in mind, in tapestry crochet, this is tapestry crochet, there isn't a whole lot of give in your row gauge. A little bit in the in the stitch gauge. So the right to left gauge, there isn't a whole lot of give, whereas a lot of hats there's a little bit of give, so you could be between sizes. Not so much in the tapestry crochet. So if you're in between sizes or you're not sure, always size up, because there is no wiggle room in your row stitch gauge. Stitch gauge meaning from side to see there's no give in there. So this one is the 19-inch hat, which is a little bit snug on me. I can get it on, but I'm just saying, if you're used to something a little more slouchy, this would not be, see how tight it is in there? And that's because this is the 19-inch hat. Now, I would be fine in a 19-inch hat if there was, when there's give, but when there's not give, it's probably a little too small on my big head. I happen to have a big head. I think my head is like 22 inches. So this is like 3 inches of negative ease for me. But that doesn't mean that it wouldn't be a great size for you or somebody else. But the pattern comes in lots of sizes. So I think that if I were making it for me specifically, I might make it in the larger size. But I really am excited to show you that though, so that you can see that this one doesn't have as much give, so keep in mind you would want to just adjust your size accordingly. I still love it, and since I can still get it on, it happens to be a little tighter on me, and I like things loose. Doesn't mean I don't love it, and I couldn't wear it like this as well. I love it. So that's a good start. We're running out of time, so I'm not going to go through the rest of them this morning, but we'll go through the rest. We'll keep going through them, and every day when we start releasing the videos, I'll remind you during the podcast that, hey, we're going to do the live premiere in 30 minutes or whatever it ends up being. So I sat on my feet too long. I think my feet fell asleep. I was sitting on my knees that whole time. Does anybody else have issues when you sit on your knees too long? Do your feet fall asleep too? I mean, I've got sneakers on and I was sitting on my feet. Not a good combination. Thank you, Grace. And we didn't even look at all 24. Can you do all the hats if you're a beginner? I would say that a lot of them are straight up beginner techniques and styles. But that's why I did the video tutorials as well, because I feel like if anybody can read directions, anybody can make any hat in the book, honestly. There is nothing super advanced there. There are just a variety of techniques. So if there are techniques you haven't tried before, it may be new to you, but I have detailed written instructions for multiple sizes with charts, schematics, close-up photos, and video tutorials to supplement all of those other types of instructions. So I think that it's a good plan for anybody, whether you're a beginner, somebody wanting to try a new technique, or just wanting to change things up and have a variety of options. I think that there's something for everybody in the book. And yes, I think you could go through the entire book and learn all sorts of construction styles for hats, learn how to read patterns that have sizes if you've never done that before, and also learn new techniques in smaller projects so that you get that instant gratification of learning a new technique and making something small too. I hope that makes sense, and I encourage anybody to give them a try. I think there's going to be lots of fun things to do, and if you have questions, by all means, always feel welcome to ask me. I hope you enjoyed coming to the beach with me today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the beach. I hope you enjoyed my show and tell, chatting with me and everyone else here. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Bye-bye.